Hi, I'm Anders, and I'm from Asus. So today I'm really excited because I get to unbox the Asus ZenBook UX31. Now, I'm not normally impressed by Asus design on the boxes, but this one is really nice. And it's small, it's thin, it's almost as thin as a normal notebook. So let's put that there. Wow, the first thing that strikes you is the UX31, this metal spun finish. It's just, I mean, look at it. And the profile, so slim. I'll put that aside for now. Okay, so here I see a small bag. Inside we have, let's see here, an adapter. So it's a mini VGA to VGA port. Now, obviously Asus couldn't fit a VGA port into something as thin as this. I also noticed there's another adapter inside, and it's a USB to LAN adapter. Now, it's very nice of Asus to include this, since for those people who doesn't have wireless network at home, they can get online immediately without having to buy an adapter like this. So it's very nice of them. So what more? Okay, this one you did expect. It's the power supply, but I can tell you that it's very lightweight, and as you can see, it's quite small. This one goes in there. We also have a Velcro strip, so it's very easy with the cable management. And as I see here, they put the Windows license key on one of the sides here, and the reason why they did that is because, and I already know this, the back side is completely sticker free. Doesn't matter which way you carry it, it always looks good. So what more do we have inside? Put that there. No. A sleeve, a free sleeve with the very same nice design as the little bag. It's leather. I don't know if it's real leather, but it's leather. And there is a magnet, so it closes very easily. Nice. Here we have a small box. Let's see what's inside. Okay, so on the inside we have a warranty card for the notebook, a small battery notice, another Velcro strip, so now you have two, and a user manual. And on the back side there is a LCD cleaning cloth in case your LCD gets dusty. And last, there is a note saying something about that the system recovery DVD is no longer included, and to use the recovery partition, refer to blah blah blah, you can make a recovery DVD by using... Okay, yeah. So you can read that yourself. Let's move this away. I will be bringing out the UX21, and then we can make a comparison in size and connections and so on. Okay, so all this stuff is gone. I've taken out the UX21 so I can compare it to the 31. Now, holding them next to each other like this, you can clearly see that the UX21 is considerably smaller than its bigger brother. This is of course due to the screen size, which is only 11.6 inch on the UX21. It only has HD resolution, while the UX31 is 13.3 inch display with HD plus resolution. Now that is 16 × 900 pixels, which looks very good on a 13-inch display. We also have a full-size chiclet keyboard on the UX31, while on the UX21 it's not a full-size keyboard, but it's still big enough to give you a pleasurable writing experience. The touchpad is a fully clickable touchpad. This is the first time that Asus uses a touchpad like this. It also has a very nice glass coating over it, which makes it very smooth for your finger when you're dragging it back and forth. Of course, it's a multi-touch touchpad with palm-proof features. You don't accidentally move the cursor while typing. And I'm personally very satisfied with this touchpad. So let's close them, and we put the UX21 on the 31 so we can compare the connectivity much faster, and it will also be more clear to you what's different between the two of these models. Okay, so if we start off with the left side, the first connection that we see is where you put in the power. The second connection is the USB 3 port, and both of the models have a micro HDMI output as well as a power LED indicator, which indicates when the notebook is in sleep mode. Now the UX31 has also the mini VGA port on this side. So let's turn it around and look at the right side. Now what differs these two models is that the UX21 has its mini VGA port on this side, and the UX31 has an SD card reader, which the UX21 doesn't. What they have in common is a USB 2 port and a combined headphone and microphone connection. Now to make this unboxing even more interesting, I'm going to open both of these up to show you the incredible engineering that has gone into the Asus ZenBook. Now I'm not going to show you the whole procedure of how I'm going to open it up, but it includes me, a screwdriver, and unscrewing 10 screws on the back side and lifting the back cover off. So that's the last one. Now I'm going to take both covers off, and to prove to you that this is not just some piece of plastic with aluminum alloy over it, I'm going to let it speak for itself. Now as you can clearly hear, that is 100% aluminum. Now let's get the camera a bit closer and get a good look of all the goodies inside. Now if we start on the right side here and then we continue to the left, the first thing we come across here is this L-shaped thing, which is the chamber for the speaker. So the round object here is actually the magnet of the speaker, and the speaker is playing upwards through the keyboard. And considering the physical limitations of this notebook, I would say that the sound is above average, but much more than you would expect from a small notebook like this. On the left side we have this huge black part, and this is the battery. So you can actually see that there are 4 parts of this polymer battery here. If we go a bit up, we can see a small fan made by Delta. And Delta are well known for their long-lasting and high-quality fans. So this fan blows the heat through this heatsink, which is connected with a heat pipe that goes through the CPU to the chipset and leads the heat from there. And the heat pipe is made out of copper, and on top of that there is some beryllium alloy. Now if we go a bit down here from the CPU, we find a ADATA SSD with a SandForce controller. Now SandForce is well known as being the fastest controller in the market, so we can expect some pretty awesome performance out of this SSD. If we continue to the left here, we see a small VLAN card from Atheros. Now if we look at the UX21 here, we have basically the same layout as on the UX31. The differences that we can see are firstly the speakers. They are playing downwards instead of upwards through the keyboard. And the second thing is of course the battery. It's not as big. The UX31 had a 50 watt-hour battery, but this one is only 35. So it will last you up to 5 hours of usage. Okay, so now that we have seen the impressively well-packed inside of the Asus ZenBook, I'm going to demonstrate to you just how fast this notebook can boot up from being completely turned off. Now this is all thanks to the SSD and ultra-fast SandForce controller. Now the boot up is so fast that even the Windows startup animation won't even have time to fully load. And we got the welcome screen. Boom! It says booted up. Okay, so we know now that the Asus ZenBook boots up incredibly fast. But I want to tell you about two more features that are really useful and that you are going to want to know about. The first one is the Asus Instant On feature. And what it does is that it resumes system in only 2 seconds. Now this isn't unique to Asus, it's an Intel technology, so some of the competitors has this as well. But what Asus has done is that they've tweaked it in a way so it will always resume in 2 seconds, no matter if it has been 1 hour, 1 day, 1 or 2 weeks, it will always resume in 2 seconds. Now they have also done a tweak, so if the battery reaches critical level, it will take the data that is stored on the RAM, which is needed for it to resume so fast, and store that to the hard drive. So no matter if your battery runs completely dry, your data will always stay safe. Now the second feature that I want to tell you about is the Asus USB Charger Plus. This feature, together with the USB 3 port, recharges your mobile devices much faster than you would with a normal USB 2 port. It also gives you total control. It allows you to decide if the notebook should be completely turned off on battery mode and still able to recharge mobile devices. You can even decide how much of the battery that is allowed to be drained. Okay, so we reached the final stage of this more than an unboxing video, and as the grande finale, I'm going to make a battery test to show you how we at Asus measure the battery life, which we put then in the specs, and to prove that this is not just something that is made up. It's very reachable. It will of course need some very aggressive battery saving settings and while running idle, but of course I also want to make a secondary battery test where we are running a full HD video with enough brightness to be able to watch the video in full daylight. So, as you could see, we had no difficulties at all reaching the estimated battery life of the UX21 and UX31. What was more interesting though was how much battery life we managed to squeeze out during the full HD test with 40% brightness, which is still pretty bright considering that it's a 450 nit screen. Now if you've enjoyed this video, I can assure you that there will be more. And since this is my first unboxing video, it can only get better. So I want you to keep an eye out for more videos and say thank you for watching.